All right. We made it. We are Fireside, people. I'm just checking up on everything to make sure we're all clicked in. This fire is burning hot. I'm pretty pumped. I unfortunately did not bring any marshmallows out here, like I said I was going to. Just wait for this baby to go live here. Upload progress. This is supposed to be live and recording. Cool. We'll check that out. Hey, look at that. Now we're live. Oh, yes, it is Wednesday. And this is spouting. Can we turn that language down? All right. So, welcome. We're having ourselves a little fireside chat about AI. And hopefully the fire isn't screaming into your ear as much, but man, there's something about that sound. The smell of a fresh campfire, thoughts of something new. Well, if you are joining in, cheers. Bring your beer. And if it's not your thing, then whatever glass of water or drink you have in your hand. We're here tonight to talk about a hot topic. That hot topic being artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence historically has got a bad rap. We've seen it in movies. We've seen the evil robots take over and cause nothing but doom and destruction. We've seen AI being used for cyber attacks in movies such as Die Hard and whatnot, where they've shut down entire city blocks and caused traffic to go crazy. We've seen reliance on different types of AIs and generative applications appear all over the place, and I obviously had my reservations when I dove into it a number of years back. It has gone through a couple of different iterations over the period of time. I would have to say that I've seen it come out through its earlier stages and changing names from uh, generative design to um, automation or iteration or all kinds of different words and buzzes around it. Uh, in its true form, artificial intelligence is the ability to make a computer seem more human. At its root, that's what it is. It is the ability to try and take a system like a computer and make it feel more human. Now, that can scare people. That can make it very difficult to digest. But haven't we always wanted our computers to act the way that we feel they should? Haven't we wanted something more out of our machines, like something more responsive or more in tune with the systems that we have in place? I just feel that something like this needs to be looked at from a larger lens. Um, I'm just going to share this out before I dig further into this. I would love to have some people join in on the conversation and see what some people have to say. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now, who can see post? Let's just post that. Yeah, I mean, in any consolation, it's gorgeous out tonight. Beer in hand, the temperature's great, fire's wicked. I don't have any marshmallows or hot dogs, so that's always a downside, but what are you going to do? Mm-mm-mm. What are you going to do? I am just switching over to check my other feeds as well. Nice. It looks like everything is clicking in okay. Let's go live. Okay. Now, let's get to the root of it. Artificial intelligence, specifically for our industry in architecture, engineering, construction, has a large number of use cases that are beneficial. It also has a large number of use cases that are detrimental to what we know and what we went to school for. There are a lot of positives that are associated with learning something new, but with learning everything new, you have to take precautions and take the safety measures to get into it. So when it comes to AI, put your safety precautions in place. Before you do that, you have to learn. Don't cast it aside. Don't be afraid of AI. Don't be afraid of the terminology surrounding it or the use cases they're in. Educate yourself on it first. I am doing a bunch of presentations on the East Coast and will be traveling across Canada to different companies to teach individuals on what AI is, what's the different lingo, how you can implement this into your own workflows and make it not so scary. At least the first step is over when you get there. You can decide what you want to do after learning. So teach yourself first. AI can be scary, but if you learn about it, it can go a long way. One of the first things that I would suggest is learn the language of AI. AI isn't just Chat GPT. AI has all different aspects associated with it. There are things such as computer vision, where you may have seen this happen on a number of videos already. One of the more freaky use cases, I would say, in some cases. The bad use of it is when it's changing people's faces for a negative priority, like in politics or in religion. Um, the other aspect is that is a positive that is when I'm making videos online and I keep staring away from the lens to look at notes for something that I wrote down and should have memorized. There are some fun features that you can utilize in computer vision to correct your eyes so that they're always looking forward. Creepy, I know, but super handy. There are some applications out there that do that. So, I mean, every side of the coin is a little bit different for everybody, and not just computer vision. There's things like our uh, n- our processing languages. So, like the way that that computers process language in general, it adapts to our different slangs. It allows us to find information in large language models very quickly according to the way that we speak. Whereas, some individuals may put some points across in one way and others in another. So the ability for an AI to recognize these patterns and learn from the way that we speak can help us get to an answer that much faster. There are other applications of AI, such as GANs, which has the ability to take images and fuse them together to make a final picture. The negative side of that is when it takes somebody's hard work and fuses it together on somebody else's project and makes it easier for them by stealing intellectual property. That's a negative aspect of it, of GANs. The positive aspect is if you are that architect or are that designer and you are really struggling and you're hitting that writer's block as to where to get to in that next design, and you put together a base model, let's just say something that's very simple, and you're like, I cannot figure out the finishes or the facades that I'm looking to do. Well, what if I was to ask it to provide it in the way that I design it and show me an idea or cycle through some ideas to help me get out of that writer's block? That's an example of positive AI. So there are negatives and positives to the whole thing. But the first thing is to educate yourself. So get familiar with the different types of AI, learn the language. If you wish, you can have me in. I will do a fun presentation. We'll bring Dennis Dixon's alter ego, Dr. Von Fusion, to come out and speak on our behalf as well. But on top of that, just making it a little bit easier. But let's just talk about something as simple as um, generative applications or language models in general. So let's look at floor plans and design work in general. I personally, from a biased opinion, believe that no artificial intelligence should be doing your work for you. And by doing your work, I do not think it should be working through floor plans for you. I have an opinion that AI should be there to assist you to do the job that you were trained to do. I believe that AI is best suited as an assistant to the work that you perform. So the team here at Oculi believes that a proper AI application is there to help, not to do, in short. Now, I'm sure there are others that have altering opinions regarding that, but I strongly feel that there's a lot of inspiration and creativity, and that creativity is what gives us our identity as a human. And even though we want our AI to be more human-like, we still want a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. And some of the things that really hold us from getting there are the monotonous tasks of flipping through documents and trying to find information, or something just as simple as like dimensioning a floor plan, which takes forever to do, and is something that we know we can do, but takes a lot of time. And there's very little reward for finishing an entire set, knowing that you're on a deadline, where something that AI could really help get that out the door so that we can go back to checking our work, making sure that it's viable, or looking at things like total, like your building code requirements, or like looking through your design to make sure the correct materials have been decided, or details. Like there's so much work to be had that AI can help kind of alleviate those smaller ticket items and dig through there. All right, just checking in. I'm gonna switch over. Would you look at that? Let's share to my news feed. Let's see if any of our friends. Let's see if we've got anyone on board. I'm going to chop up this video later, but it's always nice to chat with people live. Awesome. Man, it's gorgeous out. And I cannot complain. Only thing that's missing right now is a buddy to drink a beer with. That can definitely go a long way. Almost time to put another log on the fire, though. So, AI applications. Let's go through each of the industries and kind of have a look at where does it fit in with what we do, because half of the education portion is just knowing where AI fits in. I mean, you can start small, and that's what I would suggest. Don't get overloaded with the amount of information. Like if you talk to individuals online who research large-scale quantity of softwares out there that do AI. And let's just say just architecture, for instance, or even engineering. We'll put it in there. There's well over 1,000 applications out there, and that's a lot to take in. Like, what do we use? How do we use it? Well, let's start simple. Let's look at a couple of the core language models, even just something that can help your day to day. And if you are new to AI, you can utilize things such as Claude or OpenAI, things like ChatGPT or DALL-E to do photos and number of things. Use it to kind of just help get yourself on that right track, like summarizing lists of information for you to make it easier, or taking meeting minutes and providing it into actionable items, or helping you get a script out from content that you've generated. So utilizing AI for those types of things is very helpful. Don't limit yourself. Try it out first. Like, I would say, get yourself a licensed ChatGPT. If you haven't heard of it, it is a tool that utilizes an artificial intelligence that has been trained on what they call a large language model. This large language model is essentially what you would think. It has been speaking to humans for a number of years, learning patterns, learning the ways that that we discuss amongst each other, how we sift through information, how we like to present or see information. And it sends it all back to us when we talk to them like it's a real conversation. And the benefit to that is they have access to the World Wide Web in a different way that you would get out of your normal Google search. If you ask Google a targeted question, it will send you to an area and you still have to end up searching through. ChatGPT goes and finds you an answer backed up with sources if you ask for them, and provides you a summary in a way that an individual would if you would ask them a question. So at its root, that's it's a basic thing that you can do. I would say trying out something simple like that is great. Now, OpenAI does give the ability for you to switch on or off the usage metrics. So if your conversations, you do not want to use them for training, then you just turn that off. It trains it on approved items all the time. So they have their own approved checklists that they can use for information. And all of those security requirements like SOC 2, SOC 3 are all on their website. You can see those stringent security needs that are on there. And just be rest assured that the information that you're putting up there is being treated very carefully. They know what's happening. They want to make sure that our privacy is being met. So again, do your research. Look at what they've put up there. It's super important. And the reason why we're talking about AI being under fire is because it's getting a lot of things wrong. And I'm referring to large language models like ChatGPT or OpenAI. We want our things to be more human, not animal-like. So no animals sneak up behind me, please. And if you see an animal behind me, please tell me. That whole one person that's on the chat. Get bobcats out here and porcupines. Hoping my wife joins me in a bit here. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Let me see. Sharing. Copy link. Let's see if we can get. Camera. Let's flip this. Oh yeah, I forgot. They don't allow you to do that, do you? Bummer. That's too bad. Well, I was hoping I'd get a few more people out tonight, but Seems that everyone's been hard at work. Check my chats here. Wow. One watching. Look at us go. Well, if you are tuning in, we're just chilling out by the fire here, having a great time. I keep on forgetting though, it's 7:30 over in Ontario. Hey, would you look at that? Speaking of AI, the team over at Dalhousie has just messaged me. They're building a new repo for our software, and we have just seen some fruits of our research and development, a small taste of it, and we are going to be implementing streaming. So I know that we've been chatting back and forth about AI, but in general, but our excitement for AI is the ability to actually have a conversation very much like a human, to discuss back and forth the like I would right now, except with somebody else on the other end, which would be ideal. It's one of those things. It's getting hot out here too. Give myself some air. I wasn't expecting it to be so nice out tonight. It's definitely gorgeous. Oh man, oh man. Are there anything that you guys want to know about AI in general? These lives are always fun. Share. Create post. Howdy. Walk around this way if you can. I got a chair here. What's that? Right? Yeah. I know you don't. She's tired and she's on live TV. You want to come talk AI with us? You've had a busy day.
Absolutely do not.
Do you use AI at work?
Nope.
No? You totally use ChatGPT. You're cheating.
I've never used it in my entire life.
I'm calling BS.
No, I swear to God.
See, this is what I'm talking about, folks. Just educate yourselves and use some AI. Help you get your day done a lot faster. Good night. That folks, my lovely wife. She's been working so hard for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Love you. Oh, I was excited to have a guest there for a second. Well, is what it is. Oh, man, oh man. Wonder if I'll get more viewers if I just show my fire pit. For those of you who are looking for a fire pit on the East Coast, there is a few companies that do these custom plasma cut metal fire pits. They look fantastic. If you are just joining on the stream, I am talking about AI by the fire. We're having a little bit of a blasty blast out here. Yes, that is beer out here, and the beer of choice tonight is Alexander Keith's because it's fresh from the tap out on the Nova Scotia side here. So we have just talked about some of the pain points in AI and some of the scary parts of artificial intelligence for architecture and a number of things. I'd love to hear your fears. What scares you about AI, or what intrigues you by AI? Is there something that really makes your life that much more interesting? I personally think that having artificial intelligence look through large scale documents for me is one of my favorite uses. I am a huge supporter of digging into documents. The other aspects too are, I don't know, like rendering, like just touching up photos in general, utilizing AI for that sort of application, is top notch, top shelf stuff. So if you are currently utilizing some AI programs in your AEC software, I would love to hear about it. I know there's some great ones out there. There's Varus from Evolve Lab. Bill Allen's done a fantastic job putting that together. You'll probably see him at Autodesk University this year. So make sure to stop by his booth if he's there. And check out what he's got up the pipe. He's also utilizing things such as Glyph to help out with auto dimensioning, which pretty cool stuff. Other ones that you're going to see now that they've really approached it, there's Finch. Power to them. They've taken an elephant and really decided to take it on one bite at a time. It is a generative application that can produce floor plans according to rule sets, and it uses artificial intelligence to do so. Now switching more away from the GAN side of things and diving more into vector-based, which is extremely difficult to do without the right thing in place. Like utilizing computer vision for floor plans is really tough. But like I said, you have to dive in and test these things out. There's so many different applications. Like for instance, I utilize editing softwares that are in AI for doing videos. I use it for changing certain things. Like for instance, just saying right now. If I was using Loom would be able to remove the ums, uhs, and pauses inside my voice to make it easier for the end user to watch a video. That way I'm not seeing fillers throughout my presentations. There are other things like presentations.ai. Presentations.ai can take all of the content that you need for a presentation. You fire it into a prompt, attach a PDF document to it or a Word document, and then you tell it to generate a set of slides that are interactive and really fun to watch, and then does this all in a couple minutes, and you just tweak it and make it your own. But these sort of applications are such massive time savers, especially if you're in a pinch and you're trying to find a way to get something out the door. It's super helpful. So you have to do some research, find it out, but don't be scared of it. Like try it and look at your stack. And by stack, I mean the softwares you're using at your company. See what it is that you're using right now that's redundant and get rid of it. If you are utilizing something once a year and it's providing such little value that it doesn't pay for itself, lose it. Get rid of it. Find something that can benefit you in the long run and replace it with a value add. There are tons and tons of new efficient ways to work. With the labor pools changing, with the education system failing us a little bit, we have to find new creative ways to implement. So take your time, do your research, contact a professional. If you are looking for somebody to come out and chat with your team, just give me a shout. You can toss me a message at dd@oculi.ca, or you can subscribe to this channel. We will have a number of these conversations in the future. So for now, this has been my live chat by the fire. We're gonna have a few more of these and hopefully find a way to deal with some better lighting. It's pretty dark and hard to watch, but you know what? It has been fun. I got a few more beers to get in before I go to bed, even though it's a Wednesday. It is just so gorgeous that I cannot pass this up. Got a busy week ahead of us. Thank you very much on behalf of Oculi, and you have yourself a great Wednesday night. Take care. Gotta turn it off from here. Ah, don't look at my pants. I don't.